Guess a friend will come. I am. Hi, I wanted to start off with a little bit of a confession today, which might be different from everybody else. But my name is Chris, and I am not an engineer. But hopefully I and the people I work with, we think a lot like engineers. And really, I think what I've noticed in my 21st year in education, it's not so much about the template or finding what's that one right perfect curriculum. What's that one right perfect school system? What's that one right perfect approach? And sticking all the kids through that. It's the inverse operation. What's your need and your profile as a learner? How's that compared to your need and your profile as a learner? Do I have the tools, the resources, the knowledge, and support to meet you where you are and push you along this pathway? Whether that pathway is NGSS standards, whether that pathway is Common Core standards, whether that pathway is your own personal passions and what we like to call your personal passion project. So that's what I want to talk to you a little about today. And I think for me, it's reflecting on where we came from. I was a high school kid in the 80s, so I remember shortly after graduation being down in South Beach and walking around and seeing some guy jog down the street with the big brick phone. And I thought, who would ever need a phone? Why do you need to be connected? Go out for a run, be by yourself, it's okay. What a pompous this guy might be. And now we have these, and in fact, that's been the difference from 2005 to 2013. Today, the same guy who said, what a pompous, who would need that? I find myself on this all the time. On the way up today, I got a ping via Slack saying that one of my educators was out sick. So I had to go into my When I Work app, and I had to push out that that shift is now open so that that could automatically connect with our substitute list so they could get that pinged up to them. I also then turned around and pushed to my support team via another app and said, hey, just want to let you know, here's what's going on. I'm out today. Can we take care of this? Turn around, did another solution via Slack to my entire team, let them know what was going on, what the heads up was. People texted me back, people sent me emails back, and lo and behold, I'm standing here comfortably knowing that even though 2 people are out in a school that has 7 employees on site, everything's okay. And that was through technology and how we got there. So things have changed a lot. AltSchool, what we're trying to do is really reimagine education. It starts with where we've been, and it's taking the best of that tradition and applying the best of innovation, because there are things that we know works. Dale mentioned Dewey earlier, one of my favorites. I'm at heart a big progressive educator, and that should tell you something about me if you know anything about the label progressive. What that means is Dewey's probably sitting around, and he and everyone else who's involved in progressive movement 100+ years ago going, finally, they finally get it. And we know they get it because it's all over the media. We know they get it because it's on every school's website now. They know they get it because you're actually talking about it as well. That's 21st century learning skills. Those are the same darn skills everyone in progressive education talked about in the early 1900s. That part hasn't changed. Collaboration is still important. Communication is still important. Critical thinking is still important. Creativity is still utterly important. How we access those things, that's what we're trying to reimagine. We have a saying that technology should be nearly invisible. In fact, when you come to a school day, just like the pictures show up there, roughly 25 to 30% of the school day students are in front of a screen. The rest of the time they're talking, collaborating, communicating, getting very, very messy. They're making, tinkering, and doing. There's my sell to Dale. And they are doing what it takes to really be investigative learners, to learn to be innovators, to learn to be entrepreneurs. We celebrate failure. In our first upper school activity, the first theme was how to reimagine failure. And they spent a week thinking about their epic fails and then celebrating them. And what can we learn from those epic failures? How do we use technology? And what did technology do for that support? How is it invisible? Well, it helps us out in the back end. It helps us with documentation of student learning. It helps us with actually identifying where these students are in their individual places, communicating that to the families, setting what we call a personalized learning plan, as well as a learning profile for each student, and then mapping and tracking them against things like Common Core standards or against our own internal grit standards and resilience standards to be able to set learning pathways for each of them as they transverse around. It's the solutions I talked to you earlier about, which is really a system that helps me get rid of all those tasks that a robot can take care of, Let's let a robot take care of those so I can use technology as an educator, as an accelerator for myself and for my team and for the system of micro schools. Finally, it's really a way that we can make technology work for us in terms of making things more transparent for our families. We have live updates that I can ping a parent out through one of our platforms, and they can get a message. I had someone call me on my cell phone. They said, oh, I'm so sorry. I just want to let you know that traffic's bad, and we're running 15, 20 minutes late. I said, oh, did you use the quick message on our attendance app? Because that'll automatically give a message to all of our teachers' phones. I said, oh, great, thanks so much. And they went and did that. So we don't have a secretary. We're not paying a secretary to sit there and field phone calls. We got rid of that. And we're able to use our money and use our technology to really make things that I need to do quicker and more efficient so we can do a lot more creative things with our students. And so our families can get a good bang for their buck in terms of understanding what it is that they're getting, live, ongoing, continuous information about what's happening. And our goal is to take these first-person schools and then move into what we call more partnership schools, where we might be working with other public schools, with charter schools, with other private schools. As we increase users, we learn a lot more information about our systems, our technology, and our curricular approaches, and we're able to minimize our costs so that over time, our really the third phase of AltSchool is going to be able to have when we actually sell some of our software solutions, some of our curricular solutions, and of course, when we have open platform solutions as well. So that's us in a nutshell, and I look forward to some great questions. Thank you.
Thank you.